Hey y'all, it's Ebony and welcome to M Fashion. So for the sake of actually giving you a full form video, I am recording again on my selfie camera. Now don't get me wrong, like the selfie camera is still doing what it needs to do, but I got this phone so I can use the back camera. But anyway, we're not gonna harp on the negative right now. We are doing a take 2 of last week, and I'm going to give a full rollout to my new fragrance in collaboration with Scentcraft. So if you haven't heard of Scentcraft, Scentcraft is a fragrance company that curates customizable fragrances. Anyone can create their own fragrance at Scentcraft. So when they reached out to me and asked me to make one for you guys, I was like, why not? So I'm going to talk about my full experience. I'm going to talk about the fragrance, and I'm going to talk about how you can shop. I'm going to break everything into 3 parts, starting with my experience working with them, so on and so forth. But as always, before we get into it, you've been here and you know me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button to know when my videos drop. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So, first part, we're talking about my experience working with Scentcraft. So, my experience was super easygoing. It wasn't really strict or stressful at all. Once I decided that I actually wanted to do it, I responded to the email that they sent. They immediately set me up on a Zoom call with 3 other creators. We got the whole rundown of the company. After that Zoom call, we went into more training. They let us know about everything that was available, and we got into the production of the fragrance pretty shortly after that. So I started with the design first, and the design is super cute. I'm going to show you in the second part. But I started with that first, and my husband helped me kind of come to a decision on what it would look like, and we're pretty happy with it. After sending the design, next was to talk about my keynotes that I wanted my fragrance to have. And I knew pretty early on I wanted something unisex. I didn't know how I wanted to create it, but there was a few inspirations I had in mind that I wanted to pull from to make my fragrance. So some of those influences were Tom Ford. Really short background. My husband and I and our friend went to Sephora like some months back, and I was wanting to get something totally different, but Chris and my friend went to the fragrance section just checking out the male fragrances, and my husband was confused about specifically Tom Ford, Bitter Peach, and Lost Cherry. Typically, a lot of male fragrances, they like to really lean into woodsy, really strong alcohol, fragrances, things like that, earthy, and those to him felt more like feminine fragrances, at least the look and the name. But I told him I knew a lot of guys that wore Tom Ford Bitter Peach and Lost Cherry, and we tried them, and he actually liked them. And I liked them too. I felt like they were definitely great scents that anybody could wear. It didn't feel like it leaned too far feminine or too far masculine. And so that was one of the inspirations. Alongside my good sis, Jackie Ina, her candle company, Forever Mood, had a launch a few months ago. And one of the candles that really stuck out to me was Spice of Life. I loved the notes in Spice of Life, even though I'm a gourmand girl. I just really liked how unique the scent was in that particular candle. And so I kind of wanted to mix some elements of the Tom Ford fragrance and the Spice of Life fragrance. Now, it's not an exact replica of any of these fragrances by any means, but my inspiration came from that, so hopefully it shines through in the fragrance. After I sent that in, next was time to really talk about a pre-launch strategy. And honestly, I was more focused on trying the product out and getting people's feedback for a long time versus the pre-launching strategy. But they made sure to let us know that they would help us along the way and what they felt like was really successful in the past on how to launch your fragrance and do well. They sent in my box with my logo and my fragrance and some special fragrances in there for me to choose. So let's get into that portion. Let's get into the moment. And this is my new fragrance with Scentcraft Moment. As you can see, it's very classy. Okay, and so we're gonna get into this box. So right off the bat, what I really liked was that the opening was kind of like that magnetic opening that makes me think of the Forever Mood boxes. So it's like a soft opening, and this is what it's looking like. Now, obviously, if you get it yourself, these are gonna be wrapped, but since I've been using it, they are not wrapped. But in this box, this square would actually be a QR code to help you shop for more if you wanted more fragrances. But yeah, I'm gonna get a little up close and personal here. And I'll give you some up close shots of the fragrances as well. Another nice touch on the packaging is typically they'll have a sticker, they'll have me saying thank you and my signature. Now this one's busted. It got busted along the way making it to me. So hopefully that doesn't happen to y'all, but I'm gonna make it closer and you'll see I'll have thank you there and my signature at the top, which will be in fashion, you know, gotta keep the branding. So let's get into the main fragrance first, okay? This is what the packaging is looking like. I love the kind of like wood design on the top. I think that is super cute. And I definitely wanted the square bottle. There was 2 different bottle models and 2 different top models. And I was like, yeah, I think I want this combination. It just looks really timeless and classy to me. And so that's what I went with. But yeah, and then we have Moment on the side, which is cute. And then another QR code on the side, just in case you want to purchase this particular fragrance again. Now, let's talk about the notes. So the key notes that I picked were black pepper, vanilla, and red peppermint. Red peppermint is kind of like a bell pepper. And I wanted something fruity without it being like really fruity. And so those are the main notes, but there are several notes in the mix. And I'll put up what those notes are later when we get into the microsite. The main notes really hit. It smells really fall-like, really cozy, really warm. The nozzle is silver and it's easy to spray, really easy. Not a lot going on there, right? It keeps it really safe, not getting in your eyes. So after spraying it, you can smell it pretty much automatically. It's so deep. I don't know what to say. Like, if I were to paint a picture, this fragrance really gives a nice long walk down a street, an empty street where the leaves are turning, or it gives like a candlelit fire situation at home, cozying up with your boo. It really gives me all of that, which is great. And it's perfect for the season, right? We're in fall currently, and then we're going to be getting into winter soon. And I think this is the perfect scent and perfect fragrance to wear throughout that time, especially when you're getting your apple cider scents and we're getting out of pumpkin spice in a couple of weeks, getting into your gingerbreads, but it's not so literal. There's definitely a depth to it. There is some woodiness to it as well, and you'll see, like I said, in the notes when I show you my microsite. But let's get into the 2 gifts. All right, let's get into the gifts. So you get these 2 super cute roll-on fragrances. This is $35, and I'll show you a close-up, but $35 has a really fresh and feminine scent. Also a little bit of fruit in there as well. So if you want to change it up, you know, you've been rocking your unisex scent. You're like, yes, this is giving me everything. And then one day you're like, you know what? I'm feeling a little fresh. I'm feeling a little flirty. This is the one to go to. $35 is that girl for that. And then the other one is $85. $85 is actually a little more masculine. And so I'm gonna roll this on, and it gives a lot of product. I only did like 2 swipes and it was that much product. So that's great. And 85, it gives a little more masculine, like I said. It feels like your quintessential cologne, right? If you want something a little less feminine, a little less flirty, or if you want to get this set and you like the main fragrance and you like the feminine one, and you have a friend or a boo or family member, then you're like, hey, you can have this, and take it with you, then this is perfect for that. One of the things that I really love about the roll-ons is that you can just pop them anywhere and take them on the go or leave them in your bag. Like the other day, I went to dinner with some friends and Hubs, obviously, because he comes everywhere. And I didn't have enough time to spray. I was really rushing. I was just throwing some stuff on. I need to get out. But I like to smell good, okay? And so I went ahead and got 35 and popped it in my purse when we left, and Chris drove, obviously. So it gave me time to put on my fragrance before we got there, let it set in, and I was smelling good all night. And I really like the convenience of that. I love how small they are. They're great for traveling, great for keeping in your bag, like I said, if you forget to spray, because sometimes we rush and we forget to spray. So I think they are definitely great for that. But yes, I'm in love with this main fragrance. I love how it came out. I love the two gift fragrances. They actually gave me 4 of these in total. And so I picked 2 out of the 4 that I felt like would be great. And I wanted to pick kind of total opposites for the consumer that may, want to change it up. Like one day you want like this toasty, warm fragrance and you want to smell, kind of like that. The next day you may want to smell fresh and floral, or another day you may want to smell like woody and grounded. So I just wanted to give those 3 options. I wanted people to feel like they had options when they purchased my particular fragrance box. And so, yeah, I'm really proud of the product. I'm happy about the way it came out, and I'm so excited for you guys to try it. Now, speaking of trying it, let's talk about the Microsite. So another process to working with Scentcraft was I was able to get a microsite from them. So if you go to my microsite, and I'll put it up now, but you scroll down and you have this really cute 3D video of my fragrance and what comes in my fragrance box. You can also hit the key notes to get all of the notes that are present in the fragrance box, which is great. And then you have 2 other options to shop that you couldn't get anywhere else. So option 1 is buy my fragrance right off, right? You like the breakdown of what the notes are looking like. You like that there's variety in the box. You want to support your girl. Then you're like, okay, I want to get the main fragrance box. That's option 1. Option 2, you can actually go ahead and create your own fragrance. So say you go to my microsite and you're looking at it and you're like, this is cute, but I kind of want to try making my own fragrance and seeing how that turns out. Now, the great thing about making your own fragrance is that if you've had trouble finding fragrances with particular notes that you want put together, then you can make that fragrance for yourself. I'm a gourmand girl, so there's really not a shortage of that. But if you're someone who has a unique palette, fragrance palette that you would like in your own fragrance, then you can make that and own that, and literally no one has it but you. So no one's gonna smell like you. Scentcraft works with hundreds of the top perfumers in the world that do work on designer fragrances like Tom Ford, like Dior, and things like that. So you're guaranteed a high quality fragrance. And the third option is actually gifting someone a customizable fragrance. So this is you customizing a fragrance for someone you love, and you get to send them a personalized video, which I think is super cool. I think especially with holiday season being upon us, it's a really great and unique way to gift someone, especially if you know someone who likes fragrance but doesn't typically shop a lot because, fragrance, especially designer fragrances, can be expensive. Or they may like fragrance but don't see when they can ever use it. You can give them that reason to be like, look, here is a fragrance. I know these are scents that you like. I've created it just for you. Wear it all the time, use it all the time, have fun. And you can make them into a fragrance person full time. So those are your three options to shop. My fragrance comes in a variety of sizes. I want to say it starts at 50 milliliter, I want to say. And so the 15 milliliter, I think, is going to be the roll-on. So if you get that, then you'll get the roll-on version of the main fragrance along with the two gifts. You'll always get the two gifts. And then that will also come in an envelope with my branding rather than the box. I think if you get any size above that, it comes in the box. It comes wrapped with the QR code, with the thank you. And yeah, it's really up to you what size you want or what size you think you'll need. Supporting me is always going to make me feel so great. But I do honestly want you to actually really want it and try it out because I'm really proud of it. I tested this out for a few weeks with friends and family and my husband, and we've gotten so many compliments on it. Now, disclaimer, this is a grown and sexy scent, okay? This is not gonna be for the teenagers unless the teenagers wanna feel grown and sexy. This is for the people that go on date nights, that go out. But yeah, I'm totally proud of what I've been able to create. I'm so happy Chris was able to help me with the design choices. I can't wait for you guys to try it. And the way you can try it or get there is to actually click on the links that I'll have below. There will be a link to my direct microsite, and then there will be a 10% off link for you to use. If you want to get 10% off, then you click that link, and then likely you're going to be subscribed to something. Now, if you don't care about, the 10%, you're like, girl, I just want to go straight to the site, I don't want to deal with subscribing to anything, then that's totally fine. But if you're like me, you're like, girl, every cent counts, I'm going to get that 10%, then go ahead and click that link instead and get yourself set up to get either my fragrance, create your own fragrance, or create a fragrance for someone else. Before I end it, I want to deeply apologize for all of the technical difficulties last week. I did make a IG live video explaining this, but I really wanted an edited video where I can really get into the nitty-gritty, not feel really tense about being live and if I'm forgetting things or messing stuff up. So yes, I'm so glad I'm able to record this for you today, and hopefully Google can get their stuff together and can allow people to record on the back camera and screencast at the same time. All right, y'all, it has been real as usual. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video to people you think might be interested. Follow me on my social media so we can be friends. And I'll see you next time. Bye.